Good morning and welcome to my hobby table once again. And as you can see, this is going to be another box opening video. And from the video title, you can tell that the engines are a Rossi and a Jett. These are two more engines that Chris sent to me, who sent me the OS 29 and the Sato FA 115 Gold Knight engine. So I just got this in the mail on Saturday, and I haven't opened it yet because I was waiting to get set up to shoot the video before I open this box. And this is the same box that he sent those other engines in, and it's starting to get a little war torn. So let's take a look at these. These are two engines, obviously, that have never been featured on my channel, which is why they're here. And I know very little about either of these engines. I have the Jett website open on my phone here, and I'm going to be referring to it. So this is one of the exhausts. I'm not sure which one this goes to at this point, but we're going to hopefully determine that. Let me just get the contents. Wow, these are heavy. Let me just get the contents of this box out on the table here, and then we'll talk about each one. Let's see, looks like that's all there is in there. Here's some information there. Okay, so let's see here. Let's just start with this one here. This looks like the Rossi. Let's move this off to the side real quick. So this is a Rossi 91. Let me see if I can't zoom in just a hair here so you can see this better. Never had a Rossi 91 engine in my hand. This is the first time for this. Don't really know the history of these engines other than what Chris told me, and off the top of my head, I don't recall what that is. Holy crap, that's got a lot of compression. I think it's interesting right out of the bat to see that the carb for this thing bolts onto this. I believe Chris ran these prior to, I don't believe, I know he did. He ran both of these engines prior to sending them to me, so he kind of gave me a little bit of a clue about the prop sizes, because typically, you know, these are the Rossi and the Jett engines are really high revving engines. So you wouldn't maybe put the same size diameter prop on these engines as you would a typical sport engine. This one probably, I think, will be putting like a 12.6 on or something like that. I'll have to see. The Jett for this other engine recommends a 10.10, 11.8, or a 12.7. And I believe it's going to be a Sport Jett 90LX. So if I kind of compare the same thing here, maybe a 12.7, 11.8, 12.6, I don't know, to get some high RPMs out of this. I think in this should be the carb for this guy, and I'm pretty sure this is our exhaust for this big boy. So this should be interesting. Let's, yep, here's the carb. I'm going to try and keep this packaging material as similar as possible so I can easily wrap it back up for return to Chris upon completion. Oh wow, look at that. Boy, that's one huge carb. Boy, that's, you know, you got a serious engine when the carb bolts on. I mean, when it actually has flanges and you screw the carb on. I mean, holy crap. That's a serious engine there. That's a serious carb. So this should be interesting. So obviously, as you can tell, maybe you can tell, you can see this is an ABC engine, which is one of the reasons why it's got such mammoth compression. So there's our Rossi 91 engine. That's just a real pleasure to have both of these to give a shot to, because, or a run to, because these are freaking awesome. I mean, that's just incredible. I'm going to leave that there so you can still maybe kind of see it as I open up this Jett engine. Again, never seen, held, touched, run a Jett engine at all. I don't believe. I don't think I've ever had a Jett engine of any sort. And I believe Chris told me, since I'm only seeing one exhaust in here. Oh no, here's the other exhaust. Okay, so yeah, here's the Jett exhaust. Alright, so we'll get that exhaust out too. So here's the Jett engine. And it does look like the Jett Sport Jett 90LX high output engine. Wow. 90LX, it says right here. I don't know if you can be able to see that. It's kind of scribed in there. 90LX. But look at there seems to be a rather substantial size difference. I mean, look at the bosses, the engine mount lugs on this thing compared to this. Can you see the difference there in thickness? I mean, look at this. I would not have expected this. I would have expected both of these engines to be pretty close to the same size, but you can see they are not, by any stretch of the imagination, the same size. Wow, that's really incredible. What does that tell you about these two manufacturers? I think Rossi is obviously an Italian-made engine. Maybe they just like bigger things. I don't know who makes Jett. Honestly, I'd have to look on here on the website. Let's see here. This is probably an ABC engine also. Yep. Oh my. Oh yeah, baby. That's got some compression. I like the color of the carb on this thing. It's pretty interesting. And this one's got, you know, the remote needle valve assembly, which is interesting. So I can't believe the difference in size of these two engines. That is very, very unexpected. I did not expect that at all. Let's see if I can get this. Yeah, so the exhaust is bigger than the engine. So this is probably what I would consider, you know, a semi-tuned pipe. Obviously, both of these engines could perform much better if you had an official tuned pipe on them, and Chris actually offered to send me tuned pipes, but I do not have any experience running tuned pipes, nor do I really care to learn, because it's just not something that's going to be, you know, relevant to what I do. Plus the fact that I would have to modify or put a little brace under my stand to hold the other end, and I'm just not well versed at tuning tuned pipes, so I typically like to run things stock, and that's just the way it's going to be. But this is a pretty awesome looking system here. I mean, you got these nice aesthetically cool looking colors. You got this kind of coppery orangish looking exhaust, this nice red anodized carb, and then of course just this engine. This is really, really cool. So these are the next two engines from Chris that will be run. I can't say that they will be the next two engines run on the channel or videos published. In fact, quite honestly, I've got so many things going on this week and this coming weekend, and I'm not even going to get a chance to do anything other than this video here. And I've let Chris know that, so I wouldn't expect, don't get too excited about seeing videos of these like in the next week or so, because it just isn't going to happen unless something really miraculous happens. But anyway, this is the next two engines from Chris. Thank you very much, Chris, for trusting me with these engines. Thank you for running them in advance and kind of getting them pre-tuned, because that's cool too. And I'm super excited. The weather is absolutely beautiful right now. I would love to just go out and do that, but I've got other things that just don't allow me to do this at this time. But these are the next ones you'll be seeing.